Close your eyes for a second and imagine you're a running back in 1969. The crowd is roaring. The quarterback calls your number. You take the handoff, cut to your left, and then you see him. A wall of muscle in a number 51 jersey, charging at you like a freight train with bad intentions. That's Dick Butkus. And if you ask anyone from that era, opposing players didn't just try to avoid him, they prayed they wouldn't meet him head-on. But here's the thing. When we talk about sports legends, especially those from before the age of constant highlight reels, the stories get bigger, the myths grow wilder. So the question is, how good was Dick Butkus really? Was he just an intimidating hitter, or was there a deeper mastery of the game at play here? Over the next 30 or so minutes, we're going to break this down, his origins, his rise, the jaw-dropping stats, the human side of the monster, and even how his game might translate to the NFL of today. And as we go, I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments, because trust me, Butkus is one of those players that stirs up passionate debates. Before the NFL knew him as its most feared linebacker, the legend started in a Chicago neighborhood where toughness wasn't optional. It was survival. Chicago roots and college dominance, born December 9th, 1942, on Chicago's South Side. Raised in a working-class Lithuanian family. His parents weren't wealthy, but they instilled discipline. His dad was an electrician, his mom a laundry worker. Money was tight, but grit was free. Even as a kid, Butkus was obsessed with football. In 5th grade, he wrote in a school essay that his life goal was to be a professional football player. This wasn't a daydream, it was a mission. At Chicago Vocational High School, Butkus played fullback and linebacker, but also punted, kicked, and basically did everything except sell tickets. By senior year, college scouts were swarming. He chose the University of Illinois, not just because of the football program, but to stay relatively close to home, a decision that paid off big. At Illinois, Butkus was a two-way player, center on offense, linebacker on defense. Imagine that today. The same guy snapping the ball and then trying to decapitate the opposing QB on the next series. 1963 season, 145 tackles, still an insane number in any era. Led Illinois to a Rose Bowl victory, named Big Ten MVP, consensus All-American twice, and even finished third in the 1964 Heisman voting. For perspective, linebackers never finished that high now. Anecdote. Opponents said Butkus would read their eyes before the snap. One Wisconsin guard swore that if you even thought about pulling a block, Butkus already knew it. Audience engagement. If you had to pick one modern player to play both offense and defense, who could pull it off? I'm curious what you think. 3. Draft day and immediate impact, 1965 draft. Butkus was picked 3rd overall by the Bears, right after the Vikings grabbed another future Hall of Famer, R.B. Gale Sayers. Yes, that means Chicago drafted 2 all-time greats in the same first round. Imagine the Twitter meltdown if that happened today. He actually got offers from the NFL's Bears and the AFL's Denver Broncos. The AFL offer was higher, but Butkus wanted the NFL stage, the hometown crowd, and George Halas approval. Rookie year, 6 fumble recoveries, 2nd in the league. He played with an old school, if I can touch it, I'm taking it mentality. He wasn't just hitting guys, he was taking the football away. By his 2nd season, he was already feared. Teams schemed not to run plays where he could make a direct hit. And when they did run toward him, they paid for it. Isn't it wild how some rookies take years to adjust, but others, like Butkus or Lawrence Taylor, show up like they've been in the league forever? Prime years. The fear factor Butkus prime ran from 1965 to 1970, and in that time, he collected 22 interceptions and 27 fumble recoveries, stats that would still be elite for a linebacker today. His reputation wasn't just stats, it was the fear factor. NFL films once called him the most feared man in the game. Players said Butkus didn't tackle you. He tried to rearrange your DNA. Former Packers R.B. MacArthur Lane said, when Butkus hit you, you stayed hit. 1969 season, Bears went 1-13, but Butkus was still Defensive Player of the Year. Let that sink in. The league knew he was the best, even though his team was terrible. Anecdote. In one game, he forced a fumble, picked it up, and ran it back. only to get flagged because refs thought no way a linebacker could have done that legally. Spoiler, it was legal. Interactive prompt. All right, quick poll. Who's the most feared defender you've ever seen live? I'm betting most of you will say Ray Lewis, but let's hear it. Mind games in preparation, Butkus wasn't just brute force. He studied film obsessively, which was unusual for the 60s. He knew offensive tendencies, could recognize plays after just a glance at a formation. He'd also get into opponents' heads. Once told a rookie RB before kickoff, "Every time you get up, I'm going to be right there." By the second quarter, the kid was dropping passes before contact. 6. Personality off the field, off-field, Butkus surprised people. Soft-spoken, thoughtful, liked reading and fishing. The contrast made his on-field persona even scarier, like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He did charity work quietly, often without press, especially in Chicago's South Side communities. He even admitted to manufacturing reasons to get angry before games. If the opposing QB looked at him wrong in warm-ups, boom, fuel for the day. Injuries and early retirement knee injuries, especially in an era before advanced surgery, cut his career short. Retired at 31 after the 1973 season. Today, with modern medicine, he might have added 5+ more years. Imagine his numbers if he had played until 36. Hollywood and media career. After football, Butkus appeared in over 60 movies/TV shows, The Longest Yard, Any Given Sunday, and even sitcoms like My Two Dads. Did commercials, most famously for Pre-Stone antifreeze, Because I Don't Want to Walk Home. Hosted NFL Today, did commentary, and even reality coaching shows. The charisma that made him a locker room leader worked just as well on camera. 9. Legacy and cultural impact. Inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1979, first ballot. Bears retired number 51. The Butkus Award, given to the best linebackers at high school, college, and pro levels, is named in his honor. Still ranked top 10 all-time by NFL historians. Even Madden players from the early 2000s remember unlocking him as an unstoppable force. 10. What if, and final reflection. What if Butkus played today? Could he adjust to rules protecting QBs and receivers? Probably. He had the intelligence and instincts to thrive in any era. Would he still be feared? Absolutely. Because intimidation isn't just about the hit, it's about the threat of the hit. Closing thought. How good was Dick Butkus, actually? Good enough that decades later, just saying his name still brings a smirk to defenders and a shiver to running backs. So, who's your modern-day Butkus? Is it Fred Warner? Micah Parsons? Drop your answer. I'll be reading every comment.